Hello, everybody. Welcome to the episode 64 of the Hrudai Chetan Show podcast. In this powerful episode, we welcome Rajat Sir. We dive deep into the world of healing, subconscious transformation, graphotherapy, energy science, inner child healing, business growth, spirituality, and conscious living with an inspiring conversation that bridges science and soul. Get ready to explore how handwriting connects to the subconscious mind, the power of emotional healing, confidence building, energy transformation, mindset rewiring, and creating a life with purpose and awareness. So let's bring Rajat sir on screen. Hello, sir. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Hrudai. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for being a part of this podcast, sir.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you, sir. So, to start with, tell me about your childhood, sir. Your favorite memory that you had.
Uh, there were less favorite memories because the childhood was a little difficult in my case. But yeah, I was very fond of sports at one part of time. So whenever I was in the field, those used to be the most profound times of my life, and I used to really enjoy. Then, of course, whenever there were summer vacations, we used to have cousins who used to visit the home, or we used to go to their place. So me and my brother and our our other brothers, our cousins, we used to play a lot, and those were the most happy and profound times that we had. And I remember I have multiple fond memories from those childhood events that are really, really very close to my heart, and I want to cherish them whenever I get an opportunity.
Wow. So, how important is your family in your life?
I think family is the pivotal important thing. Whatever we do today, at least in my case, we do it eventually for the family. That's how it is because it is the root of the person. So if I am wherever I am, it's because of my family, whether good, bad, ugly, whatever it was. It was always I'm coming from a family and it defines me. It's like the root is already been entrenched, and I'm like a branch who's trying to grow and build this family tree into a larger tree. So family is the root of everything. So we can't be away from. So from me, if you ask me, I think family becomes number one. That is where we are all coming from.
Amazing. I can relate to it because I love my family, my cousins. It could be they give us that vibe, that supportive thing, right? Not
Yes.
everybody, but few of them will, and few of them will not. But that's how the life is. So, if I may ask you, there are many people in your family. I could say that no, they are there to motivate you. They're not there to support you also at the same time. How do you handle that?
Good point. So when I entered this stream, and even before, I was trying to do multiple things apart from my job. I was not getting support from almost anyone in the family because, see, there is a mindset shift which we have to understand. My entire family comes from a job background, and that too a government job because my grandfather was a government employee, my father was a government employee. So it was expected that I should at least become a employee, if not even government employee.
Mm,
But I was not liking to be an employee for the rest of my life, and that's when the conquest to build something started, but
mm,
it was not appreciated initially because it's not that the family doesn't want us to be successful or they pull us down. More than us, they are more afraid that if his heart will break, how we will be handling things.
yeah.
So from that standpoint, I have seen a lot of resistance coming from my family, especially my mother. She was very concerned that will I be able to grow, and those were the challenges. But fortunately, once I had my partner, my wife, she supported me throughout. She's still supporting me with all the thick and thins in my life. And because of her support and whatever I receive, the love from my kids is where I'm able to grow and this part of my life. So to answer the question, Hruday, it's like it was mixed. But
Mm,
today, I don't think even my mother or my brother or anyone close to my family has any kind of resistance or a problem with my work because they have seen some success in me. And when the family members see success, I think they automatically promote you.
Yeah.
So, but then until they don't see, they are also doubtful that whether I'll be able to be successful, because they judge us from the time the way we were like kids. So it's difficult for them to feel that, will I be able to take so much of pressure? Will I be able to grow and build something on my own? But job was easy. But the person who does job only understands what is easy and what is difficult. It is not easy anywhere at this point of time where we speak, because jobs are also not very safe today. But I thought, if I have to choose this safe, that is better. At least this is in my control. Job has no control on me. So that's how it's worked. It worked for me.
Amazing, sir. You know that. And you told that you had a few family members that they were not supportive at that point in time,
Correct.
right? Did you ever think that I should never talk to them, I should ignore them? Or did you think they are
Uh,
helping me in my own way for my growth? And you started, you continued the same way that you are talking to them, because as a coach and versus a normal person, if the normal person is going through this and not motivating and discouraging, they will never talk, they will ignore. But as a coach, we have a mindset shift in our life, and we know how their mindset works, their patterns
true.
work, and we talk to them naturally how we are, because they're there for us, for our growth, for our betterment. Only those people can bring us up, I feel. And that I understood in a later stage, because I had my let me tell a story.
Sure.
Okay. So I had many people when I started this, no, I started this in 2024. I wanted to do something, as I told you earlier, right?
Yeah.
So I just started off this podcast and I wanted to start healing journey, spiritual life. And then I just wanted to do something badly and I started it off. And I was like thinking what to do now. I started it. I've given a commitment to everyone.
Hmm.
Right? More than giving commitment to other person, I've given commitment to myself.
True.
Then I was like breaking my head what to do. And then I wrote it down. What can I do? And this advertisement changed my thinking, my life. If not you, then who? If not now, then when?
Wow.
It
Very
completely
profound.
changed it. And I wrote it down. And that's when I got to know many things. And then I was like learning this podcasting about healing. And then I got started. But I was doing mistakes, because whenever you start something, you need to start with a mistake. You cannot be
True.
perfect. So I did start with mistakes, and people around me, could be strangers, it could be my family members, blamed me and wanted to talk behind my back. They were
Mm.
not wanting to talk in front of me, because they were thinking, what will I think? They should not think, because you are as family members should support me, should make my mistake correct. But they were not ready. They were wanting to tell my mother, and my mother was suffering. Because of that suffer, I was suffering. Why should this happen? If they have to tell something, they could come and tell me personally,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So I was going through this and all, and then I learned about podcasting and healing. That's when everything changed. The perfectness, what I could give in the um, audience, for the audience, and how family members were seeing me completely changed. So I was like, because of them, I learned something in my life. And if someone is doing the same thing to me, not motivating me, discouraging me, now I know that because of their support, I can grow much more better than what I am now.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very, very powerful. And right, you're absolutely right. So to answer your question, it's the same story for me also. I had been in this journey of doing something of my own for last 10 years, actually, and I was not hitting any success for first 6, 7 years. Only after COVID is when I picked healing, or I would say healing picked me, because of certain challenges of life. I accidentally entered into this space of coaching, healing, law of attraction. And since then, my mindset shifted and my relations changed drastically, because as I was healing myself, I realized that my family members were not wrong. So the point of view which I'm giving to you now dawned upon me back then. Before that, I was thinking that they don't want me to be successful. In fact, they are ashamed of me because whenever I go out and people say something behind my back, they feel that they have to face that bashfulness from other people because of me. So that was the relationship challenges which I did also go through the same, Hruday, as I was going through in my journey. But eventually, when I started working on myself and I entered deep understanding my own self, is when I realized that my family members are not against me. They're just little afraid. Plus,
Yeah.
they don't have that awareness or mindset which I am working on right now. I'm investing on myself. They are investing on, something which is not building their skills. So that was the difference. But glad you put a point. That's true.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So, what was a passion as a child? And did you continue the passion till now, or did it break at that point in time and you shifted something else?
So, Hruday, as a child, I was a very confused child. But one thing was clear that I wanted to be very, very famous person. When I say famous, when I was very young, there was a dream that I should run my own TV channel where you see the channel logo. Instead of the channel logo, my photo should be there. This was my childhood dream. And as I grew up, life had different plans for me. I could understand that I'm coming from a lower middle class background, so I had to go through the same grind like everyone else. I was not that determined, neither that rebel that I could fight against my, family wishes. They wanted me to become an engineer. I became an engineer. I started the job. I continued doing the things the way word was doing, but that tinge of doing what I felt from the childhood was always there. I tried multiple things in between as I was growing up, but nothing was really working to a professional level. So, just to tell you more, I was into acting and dramatics for a good long 4 or 5 years. Then I was into singing, into professional singing as well for a couple of years. Then I was trying to build and manage events for some time. All of this was free of cost, by the way, because I was just learning. I entered and tried my hand in advertising because I wanted to enter into a ad agency and work there as well. And I did work for a couple of months. Then sports was not happening because I got very thick rimmed glasses, so I had to drop sports by 10th, 11th. But then there were a lot of other activities apart from the core studies which I was a lot interested into. But I was not getting the right platform, or neither I would say I had the right mind to use these skills into my benefit. It was only when I started earning on my own and even I finished my MBA from IM is when I decided that, I have to do something of my own. And that is how that curiosity to do something started. And the point which you're asking, that the childhood dream started to go come back again, that, this is what I wanted to be. So it was not the TV channel thing which I was relating more with now, but it was of course to make a mark in the world so that people should know me with a good name. If today I die, people should remember me, and there should be a huge crowd at at my last ritual. That will give me that satisfaction that I did something, that I made a mark in this life, right? So this was the plan, and this is how I wanted to, that's how I'm trying to live my childhood dream.
Oh, amazing. Now, what was the turning point that shifted you from corporate world into healing and energy science?
So I would say that the shift was for long back, but I didn't have the courage to pursue any of this because there was lack of trust. That is there anything called healing or something? I was not aware of it, to be honest. 4 years ago, if you were to come to me, I would say, no, 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 this is all scam. No, bro. It's nobody. I didn't trust it myself. I'll tell you, this is how I was because I was a very logical guy, and energy and all is a magical work. So I couldn't believe in any kind of magic. I always think you work hard and you will get your results. I never knew that you think properly and you align yourself, you will get much better results. That came very late. But then the point of view is that during those years of me going through struggle, I was looking for a better way. There must be some better solution to my problems. Why am I not getting the success that I'm looking for? I've worked very hard. I failed multiple times. Why am I not getting success? Why am I not getting success? And that led me slowly to understand this science of understanding energy, understanding healing, understanding law of attraction in some subtle sense.
Mm,
But then there were certain instances that happened during COVID. I lost two of my friends during COVID. We were like all of us in early 30s, and I lost a couple of my friends,
mm,
and it was shattering. So suddenly life came to a still because we were all running for, it's a very simple thing. The moment you turn 30, you need to get a home, you need to have a car, you need to have a second car, and all those things are only the things which we are running for. And suddenly everything took a pause, and I just got jolt. I said, what I am I doing for all these years of my life? What was I actually doing? And that is when I was so scattered, I accidentally entered into one of the religious cults. If you're aware of this cult called Brahma Kumari,
mhm,
I entered there. I started attending those classes online, and they really shifted me. For quite good number of months, it was really working well for me. Unless I realized that there are certain staunch practices or austere practices that you have to do to become more senior in that space. Is when I thought that I will not be able to resonate further, and that's when I pulled myself off. And at the same time, I accidentally entered into one of the coaches masterclass, and that's how I entered in this stream. And then I entered into deep healing. I entered into the science of inner child healing and graphology. And when I saw changes in my own self is when I decided to take the plunge, because by this time I was thinking that nobody can change me. I thought life has to be like this only. There's nothing will change actually. That's how I used to feel. But when I really saw changes and I saw magical results around me is when I thought, oh, if this can happen with me, it can happen with anyone. And that is how I ended up taking it as a profession.
mm. Amazing.
Yeah,
So, can you tell me? So, few people want to learn and make healing as a profession. They learn
correct.
healing, they master the art of healing, and
Hmm.
they want to teach people, want to heal people. First, before healing others, they need to heal themselves first.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
can you give them awareness how healing can help them personally? First, doing healing for themselves and then healing other people.
Great. I'll give you a very simple example, not from here, but from a different space. Uh, the person who has experienced something can sell you a thing in a better way.
Mm,
I'll give you an example. And I'm coming from selling because people have a lot of bad notions about selling, and I want to break that myth. Selling is very spiritual in the way how it is. All right. So the point which I was coming back is, Hriday, let's say I go to a BMW showroom. The guy who is explaining me features about BMW only wants to finish his targets. He himself would have experienced only Maruti in his life because of the reason of the way how he's working and the kind of salaries he's into. He would be the same guy. So I may be convinced by his selling skills, but I will not be moved and I will not push forward to take that as an option.
mm,
But imagine I meet Hrudai and Hrudai has his own Audi and he says, "Hey Rajat, hold the key of Audi and just take a test ride." And I have three questions to Hrudai and I say, "No, this is the problem. I think Merc is better." And Hrudai just says, "What are you talking about, man? I'm using it myself. Do you know? Can you see the? Can you imagine this has happened? This up?" And I'll say, "Yeah, this makes sense." Tell me, my chances of buying an Audi are better with Hrudai or with that sales guy?
with me.
Why?
Because I experienced it myself and
Exactly.
checked my.
You correct. You
Yes.
are sharing your own experience, and then when this has worked for me, it will work for me as well.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing when I talk to people when they talk about healing and coaching. Is they feel that it's a science, I should learn it and I should deliver it and I should make money out of it. Nothing wrong with it. The problem here is that you're just trying to sell something which you yourself have never experienced.
Yeah.
If you have not experienced it, trust me, it will be a short term game and you will pack your bags after a few months and you will leave. And this has happened with me. I've been enough now, almost for enough half 5 years. So many people came before me, so many people were there with me during that time, but they couldn't sustain. And I think this was one of the primary reasons because they were only thinking of building the business.
Mm,
They were not more focused on self transformation.
mm,
Whereas this is opposite. The entire science or the entire field of healing, life coaching, or whatever modalities we work on, first it should do self transformation, then it can help other people transform. If we try and do the other way around, all the best. It'll be very difficult to sustain. And that's where, what you asked, this is the simple answer that I want to give to people. So unless you don't experience it yourself, unless we don't transform ourselves through this, it is very difficult to pass on that conviction to the other person that they will get the result. So you might sound like a good salesman. Hey Baba, please buy it, please buy it, my kids are hungry. That is fine. But then unless I have transformed myself from this journey, it is very difficult to pass on that conviction to the other person. Because in our journey, most of the people are strangers. Before this podcast, Uday, I never knew you, right?
Yes.
I mean, I did know you when we approached to each other, but then as a person, we never got an opportunity to know you. But today, after interconnecting, and let's say if I or you are getting convinced by any of our healing stories or our transformation, chances of us being into each other energy and working with each other are far higher,
Mm.
right? So that's the point. Thank you for asking this question. It's a very prominent question.
Amazing. Thank you so much for amazing example and making us understand in a clear, smooth way, I could say.
Thank you.
And also, if you, as you said, that you need to heal yourself first before you heal others. After you heal yourself, and when you start healing others, you can give them case studies of how it helped you, what you
Absolutely.
experienced. Then they will also feel that, oh, he experienced it. Why can I not? They'll have that question. So whenever you heal yourself, that's when you can create your own transformation for others. Be an example,
True, true.
right?
Brilliant.
So
Yep. Thank you.
what challenges did you personally overcome through inner child healing and graphotherapy?
Sure, great. So I'll first start with graphotherapy because that happened first. I entered into the world of little bit of healing and law of attraction. So I knew about this science called Ho'oponopono,
Mm,
and I tried practicing it very hard, but I was not getting the kind of results that I was looking for.
mm,
Because not that Ho'oponopono doesn't work, but I have realized that there are few people who have a little more traumatic journey in life, or you can say more extreme conditions in which they have lived. The science itself will take more time to grow, right?
mm,
And so again, as I said, my conquest to find better solutions started happening, and I accidentally entered into graphology.
mm,
The first thing which I was stuck was the stark uh, understanding about my personality through the
mm,
analysis, and I was shocked, because these were the exact feelings that were going in my mind. And the person who did my analysis told everything about it, and I was so shocked. I said, "Man, this is so accurate." And that's when I got deeper to learn this science, and at the same time start transforming my own life. Within 60 days, I saw extremely drastic changes in my personality only from handwriting, right? But by that time, I was also introduced to this science of inner child healing. And like I said, I had a lot of difficult situations from my childhood, which had very deep bearings on my mind. The more I entered deeply into understanding my own childhood issues and started working on my childhood traumas, I saw a barrage of growth in all areas of my life. Suddenly, growth came from all the corners. In fact, within 6 months, I remember I touched my first 5 lakh rupees in a month.
wow.
So then my you can say the conviction in the science grew to multiple levels after that, and then it was no looking back. It was only me working more and more, learning more new things, transforming myself and transforming other people. And then there was a break in between, but anyway, that's another story. But yeah, the point is that this is how inner child healing and graphology combined really transformed me as a person. And today, if you ask me, this is the base of my work. When I work with any person, I try to club both these sciences because I know the power of both of them. Because one works consciously, other works subconsciously. So consciously means if you are getting me in a healing practice, you are consciously taking me to places. But when I'm doing handwriting, I don't know what is going to make a difference. I'm just doing it. But my
Yes,
subconscious will get rewired the more I practice that thing. So that is how a person can really transform their mind consciously as well as subconsciously using both these sciences. So that's why I combine both of them.
beautiful. So, what does true healing actually mean according to you?
Uh, True healing has very different meanings, Hruday, for a lot of different people. But if you ask me personally, I think true healing has only two words in it: awareness and acceptance. The more the person is aware and the more the person is accepting is
Mm,
when the healing will really happen. Right.
mm,
And the other thing which I also understand about healing is that healing cannot be superficial. I always feel that healing has to be going into a root cause of a problem.
mm,
Understand root cause as in we should be aware of what is the base of this problem. For example, if I am low on confidence,
mm,
it can't just happen off the fly. That's our one fine day I became low on confidence. There is some bearing to it. And we
mm,
need to understand that where is this bearing coming from and try and release that bearing from that source. And
mm,
that's why it's called source level healing, because we go into the source of the person and we try and see the problems from there and we release those problems. So that is the place where we bring the awareness, and that is the place where we bring acceptance, and we will see our results in present life. And the entire basis of inner child healing stands on this fact that whatever we are doing or whatever circumstances are going in our life are just the resultant of something. And the resultant of something is the belief that we made. The belief never made today. The
mm,
belief got made when we were very small kids, or maybe even we were in the womb of the mother. From there the beliefs are coming. So when we are coming in that space, it is very difficult for us to really transform our mind just by trying law of attraction or things like that. I'm not against it, because this is how I also started. But what didn't work for me, I'll tell you, and why I had to switch gears is because, for example, this is a half jar. Okay. And this half jar, sorry, this is a full jar and it is filled with mud. Half part is filled with mud. And I started practicing law of attraction vigorously. So I'm just putting in pure RO water, very, very, very sweet water here. So it is here, and this is the muddy water. So initially you will see brilliant, amazing results, and the life will go like smooth like anything. But over a period of time, you will see this and this will start churning and merging together. Eventually, everything will become muddy.
yeah.
So the person will wonder, oh, but it is still not working, because the source was still there. The kachra was still there in the source.
Mm,
So what we do, we just open this jar, we throw all the stuff which was there in the source, and now we can fill it the way we want.
mm,
And this is when law of attraction will work the maximum, because we have just cut away with all the backlogs. And just by thinking that I am cutting away will never happen. That is why we have to go into the source and we have to go into the root cause. And that's why and that is where, that is where I'm trying to master myself in that place, that I need to go to the root cause of the problem and resolve it. It may not be applicable with everyone, because some people have very small traumatic instances in my life, in their life, sorry. But uh, the kind of work which I do, I'm mostly getting people who are always having very difficult situation with the with their childhood or with their parents or with their family, or they are having something now. So there are multiple aspects to thing, and then that is how we work to resolve this. So according to me, healing was all about this. Sorry, it was a little long, but that I
no
thought it was
problem.
important to explain.
Yes.
This is my understanding of healing.
Yes, it could connect to many audience also, the way you told, the way you expressed. Yeah, that's
Sure.
more important. Thank you
True.
so much.
Thank you.
Now tell me, what is graphology and how is it different from normal handwriting analysis?
Very good. So, handwriting analysis is part of graphology, actually. Graphology is the mother of a science, and this is a sub part which we are talking about, handwriting analysis. Let me first explain what graphology is. See, graphology is a science which understands a person's mindset
Mm,
using their handwriting as a tool. This is
mm,
part A of the statement. The second part of the statement is using the same handwriting of a person, it can transform the person's mindset as well. So this entire science is called as graphology. Now this is divided into two parts. First part of graphology is handwriting analysis, which you just mentioned, where through the handwriting sample of a person we try and decode uh, the understanding or the perception or how the person is. We we find out close to 130 odd uh, point of views, or you can say characterizations of a person, different characterizations of a person which is defined about a personality,
mm,
right? So that is part A. The second part is graphotherapy. Now that we have analyzed the mindset of a person, we also know which are the areas of improvement, where are the problems. We will start working on them through the graphotherapy, and we will slowly remove these problems from the person's life so that this person can see a very different version of himself over a period of time.
Ah, amazing. So, how can people believe in it? People think this is just handwriting. How can handwriting make a big difference in my life?
You're
Because
right.
I think every letter contains a part of our body. It's connected to our body, right? So,
True.
how can people believe?
So, the easiest way, Hruday, to believe is to experiment. So
Mm,
I call people to give their sample, get analysis from me. Earlier it used to be free, but as I'm growing as a professional, it's not free anymore, but it's very cheap, a very inexpensive way, just so that it'll give two things, two benefits. First is the person will get to know about themselves, which they are also not aware. And it happens. Yesterday evening only, I had one analysis, and the person was blown away. And she said it's almost 98% accurate. In fact, now that you're telling me few things about myself, I have just woken up that yes, this was also there. I was never even able to give importance to that point, but you brought that up. Thank you so much. So this happens. So the first thing is the person really gets to know about themselves. And the second is they will be able to test this science that whether this is genuine or fake, because you may fake your personality with in front of me in the camera, your handwriting cannot. I will still find out whatever is the truth. And
mm,
that is what I have now more than 50 such feedbacks from people who so I have done close to 300 handwriting analysis by now, and I have more than 50 such feedbacks from people where they were just blown away by the accuracy of their personality, how we found out for 100, because we were meeting for the first time. Like me, I'm meeting you for the first time, I don't know anything about you. And imagine if I tell such deep things about your own personality, you will definitely be blown away. How is this guy able to decode all of this, right? And it has a lot of subtle parameters. It's not a very generic thing which you will say, oh, this you may find everywhere. No, because handwriting itself has 7 different ways of thinking, right? It has different ways of how you see your relationships. It has different ways of how you know you think about some things. How do you take a decision in your life? How are you afraid of few things? How you are defending yourself? So that's why I said there are 130 plus parameters on which you can gauge a personality. So no two personalities can be same anyway,
yeah,
right? So the answer to your question is, how can they test? They should come to me, I'll make them prove that this works.
amazing. Beautiful, sir.
Thank you.
What does messy handwriting usually indicate emotionally?
A messy handwriting has a lot of interpretations, I would say. Okay,
Mm,
not just one of them, but first of all, when you say messy, what type of messy it is? Because I'll tell you certain parameters based on which you can understand a person's handwriting. First is, what is the slant of this personality?
mm,
If the slant is absolutely in one motion, then absolutely this person has one problem is not there with this person. But let's say if the slant is like this, once
mm,
he's writing like this and the other times he's writing like this person is absolutely disoriented. He's not aware of what he's doing. At one point of time he'll behave like something this, and then in certain times he'll behave in a different fashion. Okay, then this is one type of messy. Then there is second type of messy where the letters are not made properly. So there will be certain letters which you will see having a lot of problems. Now these letters having problems is the real emotion behind those letters, which is not been properly taken by this person or not been absorbed by this person, and that is where the problem is happening.
mm,
So that is the second way of finding the messy handwriting. Third messy is that the person may be writing with different spaces. So at times he's writing with a lot of space, and at times he's there's no order in the way how this person is writing. This also clearly explains about the personality, that this personality doesn't have any order in their life. They are crazy. They will do something one and sometimes they will do something else. So that's the very clear understanding as to how we can decode a person
mm,
using their handwriting as a tool, right? So there are and then there are multiple messy. You just show me the sample and I can explain what type of messy it is. But then the answer of the question is, Hruday, a messy handwriting does tell that something is not in order,
mm,
and our job is to find out that what is not in order and how to resolve that thing which is not in order,
mm.
right?
Right. So, can handwriting reveal confidence levels?
Absolutely. Absolutely. To a lot. Handwriting can reveal your concentration levels, your focus level. Handwriting can reveal your confidence level. Handwriting can reveal how do you think about your own self? How much do
Mhm.
you give yourself importance? Handwriting can tell that whenever a situation comes, whenever danger comes in your life, how do you behave in those situations? Handwriting can tell how are you socially showing up? Like when you are in a social setup, how do you behave there? Handwriting also tells if you have an intimate partner, how you're behaving and dealing with that partner.
Mhm.
Handwriting can tell how do you think when there is a very critical problem in your life. How are you thinking? What is your thinking pattern? It can also tell how do you take decisions in your life when a situation comes. Handwriting can tell such subtle in things like whether you are afraid of God. It can tell that how is your relationship with machines. It can tell things like when you're subjected to a public speaking place, how would you behave then?
Mhm.
It can tell under what circumstances you will may feel irritated. So there's a huge gamut of things which we can easily find out using handwriting. But to answer the question, we can definitely find out deep points only on confidence of a person through their handwriting. A lot can be done only on confidence. Just by getting the sample of a person, we can speak. I can almost speak 5 to 7 different things around confidence of a person in different situations also. This is, and it's not my magic. This is how the science has already been evolved. I'm just utilizing. I've learned it, and that's why I'm using the skill to understand a person.
This is powerful. Wow.
Thank
So,
you.
what do signature styles say about a person?
Okay. So signature style tell a lot about a person when he is in front of people,
Mhm.
right? Like for example, if this person could be having a leadership kind of a trait, or if he is the self-centered person, or if this person will be dependent on a lot of people, or if this person will be completely independent, he will do things on his own. It will also tell about subtle things around how he thinks when
Mhm.
he is in a scenario. It can also tell about how this person is addressing people in a forum. So it all depends on what kind of letters are being covered in the person's signature also, because then we can only cover a couple of things from the signature. But the point is, because it's a signature, it defines you as a person. So your signature will tell about your personality, how you project yourself in front of others. It may not tell internal things about you as a person, because that is where the complete sample helps. But a handwriting, but the signature will definitely tell quite a few traits about a person, depending on how long is the signature, how many letters are being covered, and other aspects are definitely being covered through the signature. It's like I mentioned about slant, and then the projection, and how deep are they writing their signature, and then how big or small is the signature. So all of this matters a lot in terms of finding a couple of things about a personality.
So, can we change our signature after we learn about what are all the areas of improvements?
So good question, Hriday. I myself changed my signature. So I had a very different signature before entering into the science of graphology, and today it's a very different signature.
Mhm.
So definitely signature itself can change a lot about a personality. At least how do you project yourself outside? It will go much better than what it is today, right? It will change a lot of things in the personality. The person will definitely feel more confident, more available, more present in the time, not lost, and then will be self independent, will feel like a leader, will try to carve out a space so that they can present themselves in a more matured manner. So definitely signature change is advisable to people who have certain certain challenges. In fact, some time later, uh, I had also learned numerology. Numerology has also one aspect of name change.
Mhm.
So I was also helping people with changing their name along with their signature, which was a very unique blend, which nobody was doing a couple of years ago. As because I thought that through numerology, at least he will get the power of his name correctly, and at the same time, through signature, he will get the power of his personality. So this was also being, I was also trying that for a couple of years, but now
Mm.
I'm not I don't have time honestly to do that. That's where I stopped doing it. But the answer to your question is absolutely, signature change does work wonders in person's life for sure.
How does slant in handwriting reflect emotions or thinking patterns?
Sorry, how does?
Slant in handwriting.
Okay. So slant has various aspects about a personality. For example, um, the more the slant is towards the right of the handwriting, the more the person would be seen as more emotional in nature. They
Mm.
will seem more emotional, more thinking from the human or the heart perspective, might also share a lot of things. And the more they are straight, you will see them very tight, very uptight, might not share things, may feel emotions but will not share whether they are feeling it or not. So that is a major difference that you will find from the slant itself, right? And there are six different slants which we have learned and we see. But yeah, slant has a very varied way of understanding a personality, right?
What does pressure in handwriting reveal about a person's energy?
Yeah, so if the person is really putting a lot of pressure while writing, it clearly explains that this person has a lot of physical energy actually.
Mm.
And when I say physical energy, you will see these person having, in general, you will see them more pumped up, more energetic. Uh, you will see them more in physical action. That's a common observation that I've seen with people who are, into deep impression when they put more impression. So the energy levels are more high. That doesn't mean that the person who is writing light has low energy levels. It's just that uh, they don't exert energy on everything. They know when to utilize it and when to use it. But the person who is writing it with pressure, you will see them that they put a lot of pressure on most of the things in their life. I mean, they feel pressured mostly. So the energy levels are high definitely when it compare with the person who is writing little. He's not writing, what do you call, not putting a lot of pressure while they're writing.
Mm. Right. So, how does it help in healing?
Okay. See, graphology as such is not for healing, but it is for shifting the mindset.
Mm.
And the basic premise of graphology is practice.
Mm.
So if I tell a person that, hey, you were writing letter A like this, from tomorrow you have to write letter A like this, and you just don't have to write, you have to practice it every day and show me what you're doing. For next 30, 60, 90, 120 days, they will see a stark transformation in their mindset. Will it heal them from some traumatic events of their life? Answer is no. But it will definitely shape up their mindset to the way how they want to see themselves as.
Mm.
So, with the right graphology, with the right graphotherapy mechanism, you will see a stark change in the mindset of a person. For example, if let's say a student is not able to put a lot of focus in studies, he's getting very distracted all the time. We have we have clear understanding as to what exactly needs to be done through graphotherapy to improve the concentration levels of this person.
Mm.
If a person is getting irritated on small point of views, we know how to get him stop this space of irritation, and he will feel more aligned, more calm. Same is with anger. If a person has a lot of anger issues, we can find out through graphology, and we can reduce his anger levels completely. Or let's say if this person has is not able to relate with a lot of people, he is more of a solo person, he doesn't like to be in the company of people, he just wants to be alone. Through graphology we can make him interested to connect with people, he will start feeling that connection with people. So all these are mind shift changes which the person will definitely observe when we do graphotherapy on that person, and it is very deep results. But the basic promise is a lot of practice. When I say a lot of practice, I'm not saying that it has to be full day. A 10 minute a day is enough for next 100 days to really transform a lot of things. In addition to it, which you didn't ask, There are a lot of health concerns which can also be reduced from graphotherapy, completely eliminated. I have my personal experiences working with my clients that how we resolved her health challenges in their life only by graphology.
What are some handwriting exercises people can practice daily?
So there are some 6, 7 hand exercises which people can practice, but why do you think the question to ask is why do you need hand exercises?
Mm,
I mean, a person who is not aware of this science will not know why what hand exercises are we talking about, right? So to I would rather answer this question that why do you need hand exercises when we do graphotherapy, right?
mm,
And we do hand exercises while we do graphotherapy because we have to understand the science behind this. What
mm,
was happening until now, the mind is giving the signal to the body, and the body is just following the orders. So if you have a writing pattern, the way how you write is coming from your mind. Your mind has directed you to write in such way, right? Now we are trying to reverse it. We are using hand as a medium that you write in certain way, the way I am telling, and this is kicking the mind and this is shifting my mindset.
mm,
So to ensure that the hand should pass on the message right way to the mind, we do these hand exercises because they create a very good connection between mind and body, or rather mind and hand. So to create that coordination between mind and hand, and you should have a regulated, or you should have a continuous communication coming from hand to your head. That
mm,
is why hand exercises work very well, and that is why we promote or we tell a person that whenever you do graphotherapy, please do hand exercises before graphotherapy, because the more you do hand exercises, the easy it becomes for you to connect. Your hand will start connecting with your mind. So that is the premise behind this, to have a very good hand and mind coordination, so that all the messages that the hand is trying to send to the mind are completely absorbed and received by mind. I hope
mm.
this was the
Yeah,
important answer to know, right?
yes. Thank you.
So that's when the hand exercises are very important for people when they do graphotherapy. In regular uh, in regular writing, I don't think it is required much, because then it has a opposite repercussion. Let's say there is a problem in your handwriting and you're doing hand exercises. All the bigger problems will only aggravate with it. You understand? So
Uh,
it's like uh, every medicine should be well consulted with the right consultant.
Correct.
So nobody should practice hand exercises just like this. You should do it only while you're doing graphotherapy for a very specific reason, because we want the right thing to get into pumped up into mind. But your writing thing still thinks the wrong way you're writing. The wrong mindset will only aggravate here. It's not going to give help. Right? It will be a problem.
Yeah.
So we do this hand exercises with kids below 16 if they are part of handwriting development program, where
Mm,
their mindset has not completely built. We are shaping their mindset right now, is when the hand exercises will be definitely told to them even in their regular classroom routine, because we are shifting their mindset. They have not, see, they are not stoned their mindset, but a person who is grown 18 and above, more or less their mindset is fixed now.
mm, mm.
So changing that mindset needs therapy. But for a kid, it's the development phase. You can do anything with them. They are like kacha ghada. You understand the pot. You can
Yeah.
mold that pot the way you want. So
Mm,
that time hand exercises will work very well for the kids, but not for elder people. They should only do it while they are doing proper graphotherapy and under a strict supervision of a proper practitioner. If they just follow something on YouTube and do, they take the responsibility, because I know there are so many people telling so many things.
yeah, correct. Amazing. So, is graphology scientific, spiritual, or both?
Uh, it depends on the person who wants to see it as.
Mm,
It first starts as very scientific and logical thing, like it was for me, but today it's a spiritual connection, because uh, graphology, according to me, or handwriting analysis, is a gateway for me to understand a person. And because I have now you take a concept of low self-esteem,
mm,
but I am an inner child healer. I know the basic reasons of why a person will have low self-esteem.
mm,
So even though this was a concept coming from graphology, I can amalgamate it with my concepts of inner child healing, and I can tell a lot about the family lineage of a person. And he'll say, "Do we get such things from handwriting?" And the answer is no. This is my experience from where I have come to know that from this emotional problem of this person, this will be the root cause of the problem, and that is why he's facing these problems. So if you ask me today, graphology is a very profound, it's a very spiritual way of me connecting with people, because so many times I have done handwriting analysis of people and they have cried like anything, because we have touched upon such deep points about their life which nobody was talking for 20 years in their life. Nobody knew about it. It was deep down, still inside their heart. They had so much of pain. Yesterday only it was one of the experience. This person burst open her tears and she said, "You know what? Even my parents couldn't understand so many things about me, which you have understood. All my," and she was like, she's in her 40s. She said, "Almost my entire life, nobody could understand me the way how you have understood me in just 2 hours." So again, it becomes a very emotional space, and it is spiritually elevates me to understand a person in a better way. And now my empathy levels will go very up with this person, because now I know what this person has been going through. So if you ask me, uh, graphology is very, very spiritual as a science, but everyone starts it in a very logical and scientific way, because that was the base of it. And mind you, I got only attracted to it because it was more logical. I
Mm.
couldn't relate with sciences like Hoponopono, because it was nothing. I'm saying, "I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you," nothing's gonna happen. What am I sorry about? If some mishap is happening down on the street, why should I feel sorry? It's not my fault. This is how I used to connect those days. But graphology was very scientific. I had all the reasons and I have all the logic, and that this is what I wanted. And that's when I started to pick it up. Of course, when I went to inner child healing again, it became very scientific, because see, with logic, things can be explained in a much easy fashion, especially for men, because men are more logical in nature.
Mm.
With women, it's more of an emotional way of how you will engage with them. They will still accept most of the things, because they come more from a very uh, very emotional aura they carry. They're very intuitive as well. Men are very logical and are very on the face. So it depends on the person who. That's where I'm trying to answer that question again. That is it logical, or is it sorry, you said, is it scientific or
Mm.
is it spiritual? I'm trying to tell you, it depends on the person who is saying about it, who's talking about it.
Mm. Right. What exactly happens during an inner child healing session?
So Hruday, basically, inner child healing is trying to decode some of the childhood patterns. And when we go deeper and understand the childhood problem, so in a regular inner child healing sessions, first of all, they're very intense. A lot of people cannot handle the kind of emotional turmoil that they go through during the healing session, and I have experienced it multiple times. But with all said and done, we pull that person out from the problem eventually. If you ask me, at times it becomes a little painful also, and I'll tell you why. Because a lot of challenges which person has faced, they don't want to remember it. A lot of people think that if I'll forget it, everything will be fine.
Yeah.
But that's not how it works. If I forget it, I'm just suppressing it. And what does most of the people do? They just try and suppress it.
Yes.
They don't want to find out the root cause of the problem. They say, okay, I will do this, I will do little hoponopono, and I think I'll be okay with it. You will be okay, no problem with it. But if it is a deep traumatic situation that you had gone through, which will again show up to you again and again, this will not work. You will have to face that. So the regular session of inner child healing is about facing your own demons,
Mm.
facing your own challenges, and through a facilitator like me, how can we pull you out from that problem? So that in future, when you face a similar situation, you don't feel trapped. You don't feel shrink. You don't feel that, oh shit, I have again got into the same problem. You know that, oh, I know how to get out of this problem, and it will not show up. And what happens is, most of the times, there are a lot of patterns that people have come up with, similar patterns. Like, a person will come and she will say that I'm only attracting toxic people in my life,
Mm.
toxic partners. And we go back and we realize that this is coming from your father. We exactly know that why it is happening. We do the healing of the father for this person, and within 2 months she will say that, okay, I don't find any toxic people in my life anymore. Why? Because we broke that pattern from the childhood, because that was the start of the journey.
And
The more we go on the root cause and we more the break the root cause of the problem, you will see everything will fall into place.
mm.
It's a very simple example. For example, there is a lake which is around. your vicinity in Bangalore, there are a lot of lakes, and but it is dried, and you're wondering why it is dried. Last year it was very wet. There would be a source of the lake from where the water is coming. Let's say there is a waterfall close by, and there is a little, estuary which just keeps on flowing, and keeps on keeping this lake very full. So now you try to trace the route, and you go back into that small estuary. You take a trek. You say, okay, let me do a trek and see where it goes. And you see that in between there is a big boulder which was being placed in that estuary somewhere. Okay, it's a block, and maybe would have put by some animal, or someone did it mischievously, you don't know, but someone had did it. And you realize, and because of this boulder, the water is going elsewhere. It's not going in that lake, but it's all spread across different places. So you work hard, you start trying to move this boulder. It may take a lot of effort of your time. It may take 1 or 2 days because this was too deep. May have been planted by some people, because in Bangalore there are a lot of builder mafias. Want to try to take a land, so that they wanted to just dry this lake up and create some building out of there. But you were adamant, no, I want my lake green again. So you removed it. You took help. 2 3 days you remove that block. What will happen? The estuary will again fall that pattern, and you will see over a couple of weeks the lake will be completely full the way it was.
Yeah,
So the problem was never the lake,
the blockage.
but we are mostly working on that lake. That is the problem with us.
Yeah.
Lot of us, why we are not getting the kind of success, is because we are working that, oh, if I will manifest this, if I will write this, it will happen. Of course it will happen, but it will be very temporary. It's
Mm.
like you are putting some tanker, you're calling some tanker, and you're saying, hey, fill this lake with this tanker. So the lake is full for a few days. You're very happy. Yes. But there is no source again, Baba. It will get evaporated and it will again be dry.
Mm.
And that is the difference between healing and when people do law of attraction. That is where some people are not able to get result, even they do a lot of things. I was practicing so many law of attraction things for many, many years, but it was not working. But the day I went into my own healing, especially inner child healing, like I told you, there were some boulders in my own life. The moment they removed, it's like energy gushing in my life. Everything went the way I wanted. So I hope I answered the question.
So we could say that your relationship with your parents can decide the relationship with your partner.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Mm.
100%. If not, then at least so there are two ways to look at it. One is, from the beginning only you will see problems,
Yeah.
and if from the beginning you will not see, 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, you will see the problem, because you have to understand there is a limit to something that someone can adjust to. And I'll tell you, there's a special feature which I've realized with people when they turn 40, they become more rebel in their life, and suddenly something dawns to them and say, how dare you treat to me? You have treated me like this for last 40 years. Now I will not treat. And I'm getting a lot of people who are looking for separation cases while their kids are now and finishing their school and entering into their college, where they're looking for a separation now. And I said, why no? Because I understood now that they were not aware that these were the problems. They were just continuously taking them on self, and one fine day they realize enough is enough. I can't take it on myself.
Mm.
Or it will be in the beginning in the relationship itself. Most of the times that they are very young people and they are anyway getting into the trouble. The moment I see the relationship behind, it's like a blueprint, buddy. It's a simple thing. The If you want to check a person, you just see how his parents have behaved. You will understand how the person is.
Mm.
90% will be like that, unless the child is learning from them consciously and subconsciously that I don't have to become like them. But then the problem is he doesn't have a blueprint. The blueprint are still the parents. So he may claim that I don't want to be like my father, and after 10 years he will realize that he's exactly behaving like his father, because the blueprint is still coming from there. Unless we don't work on that blueprint consciously, we can't change it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't understand this, no? Both parents are there, a child is there,
Hmm.
and the child has grown up in a point where he could understand the problems. He could generally grab everything what happens in the outer world. But
Yeah.
still, even though the parents knows that this child can understand everything, they
Hmm.
fight with each other.
Great,
The
great
parents
question.
will, both parents will fight even though they know they have the common sense, they fight. And the child knows that they are fighting and it grabs it. It is in the child's subconscious mind, and when they grow up, they'll suffer the same thing, but the parents
Absolutely.
are not understanding.
Brilliant. Which brings me to a new science which is called as intergenerational trauma. The answer to this question is, Hruday, that the parents who are fighting, their childhood itself has given them
Yes.
this. So it's coming like a generational thing.
Yeah.
It's more of a the way how they were growing up as a child, they realized that this is how a married relationship has to be. Or let's say they have seen a suppressed partner in their family. Let's say the girl saw her mother being suppressed. She said, I will never be suppressed. So even though the husband could be a genuine guy, for some odd reason she's feeling insecure and she's just putting her insecurity on the husband, and now husband is also losing his head. What nonsense, I
Yeah.
didn't do anything. And he will also come to fight, and vice versa. I'm just taking an example of husband, I'm not being biased here, but what I'm trying is any person who has a imbalanced childhood will automatically behave as an adult like this, and it will be a ripple effect to their next generation also. So someone has to break it. So all the people who come to me with these sciences of inner child healing and ancestral or intergenerational healing, I tell them that, guys, you are the chain breaker of your family, because through you, you and your next generation will not have these problems which you have been getting from your previous generations. And if you see, Hruday, in our country, unfortunately, the position of women was very weak
Mm.
for last many centuries. It only started to elevate now because it's the era of internet and people are being aware, and there are
Yeah.
options for women also now. They want equality. Unfortunately, if you look at our Vedic period, women were far above men were below women. That's how we have been told. Devi has a far superior space
Mm.
than a devata, right?
Right.
Yet unfortunately women are fighting for equality today,
Mm.
which is the absolute wrong way again, because women are not equal, neither are men have been defined and built by the universe to do certain things, and women have been defined to do certain things. But we are trying to exchange roles, so it is getting more and more confused as we are growing in our journey of this earth, right? So the problems are also in a different fashion now. The problems were something else, today the problems are very different.
Right. Right. So, what is your vision for the future of healing and consciousness work?
Hriday, I want that at least one person in a given set of family should be aware of these sciences, so that he can ensure or she can ensure that their entire family, when I say family, extended family itself, all the people who they are connected with their family should uh, be away from these problems of life.
Mm.
And I want to blame all of it on our education system. Very unfortunate. But if you see some 200, 300 years ago, the education system was a Gurukul based system,
Yeah.
which was more on building the mindset than building the skill. Skill
Right.
was built long later. First was the mindset. A child was left in a jungle and was told how to survive in a jungle.
Mm.
Was left in front of an animal and was told how to survive with that animal. You understand? Today I can't survive a man shouting at me.
Mm.
Imagine I'm surviving a lion howling at me and I still know how to. I'm using my mind how to get out of it. This is missing in our education system. We
Absolutely.
have created a big machinery where we are putting everyone on the same basket, and the task is that I have to climb up the tree, whether you are an animal, whether you are a fish, whether you are a bird, whether you are an elephant, whether you are a mouse, whether you are a snake. The first person will come who will climb this tree. What stupid way of education this is. And we are following this British system. Britishers have changed, by the way. I have a lot of students whose kids are getting there. They are having more practical education, but unfortunately, we are still following that same herd. We are still being very unfortunate for our country. We are still behaving like the slaves of the British. We are not changing this education system. And trust me, Hriday, because of this education system, my generation at least has completely gone evaporated.
Mm.
Thanks to you guys, you are like at such a young age, you're so aware of what you want to do in your life. I was not even aware till the age of 30 that what I want to do in my life, because there was so much of confusion, there was no clarity. But a person who is getting the right mindset training from the beginning of their childhood, they will always know their path. And that is my goal for all the people. This education system will never change. At least I should ensure that one person in a family should be so evolved that they can hold their entire family and
Mm.
keep a very sane environment in the family, so that they evolve as a family. And imagine if all the families are evolving in the country, our country will become like the jewel in the world,
Right.
right? So this is my goal actually, but let's see how far it goes.
It'll come true, and all the very best, sir.
Thank you.
I'll be there to help you and to get there to that goal. And also, the funny part is people are believing in this education system.
That's again unfortunate. And I'll tell you how. Uh, as a child, I never liked the way how school was being run.
Mm,
And I always thought that I will not put my son in such schools.
mm,
But today a situation happens and my son is going in a similar school. Even though I don't want to compare my son,
mm,
yet the crowd and the peer pressure and the competition around is pushing me to think, oh, child is doing this child is doing this. What is my son doing? Let me also push him to do this. So very unfortunate that as a child we never wanted this for ourselves. But
yeah,
imagine how deeply it has gone in our mindset that today we find this only as a solution for our children. And
mm,
I'm so surprised and happy to note that there are so many parents who are going for homeschooling. Even I'm thinking of something like this. I might share a good news to you very soon. But the idea is that I don't want my child to go for that same common grind.
yeah,
Because going to school is like you're preparing him to go for office. Today, the child is getting prepared. Every morning, he has to go to 7 a.m. at school and come back at 3 p.m., Monday to Saturday. No exceptions. When
mm,
he'll grow up, you are preparing his mind to go from 9 to 6 to office. So basically, we are trying to create a batch of workers.
mm,
We are not trying to create human beings. We are trying to create machines in form of human beings. This was relevant 100 years ago when Britishers were ruling us. This is still relevant. So we have to break this mindset. So you're absolutely right, Rudai, that it's very funny that even though we are aware that we are trying to push our kids to the same problems,
mm,
because there is very dearth of such education system as well. We don't have right spaces to find such schools. I know there are certain schools in Bangalore. We are searching for a lot of such things, and let's hope things work the way I want. But you're very right that parents
yeah,
becoming culprit to push their children to such education system.
yeah. Absolutely. And also, see the school fees is growing rapidly
Oh,
for just 1 year. Oh my God, 25 lakhs for that international school, it
yeah,
seems,
yeah.
and 3 to 4 lakhs. What is this? I mean, they're not just concentrating on mindset, building a child growth,
It's a
and they're just
business.
focusing on
It's a
just,
business. It's a
yeah,
business.
yeah. And people not understanding, they're just investing money for no use.
True. Absolutely
And
true.
friends, what kind of friends are those? Like, I think you understand, right?
Yeah.
So many people are there in outside world which they could help you grow, right?
But yeah, they are not there. You're right.
Yeah.
Great. So, Hruday, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so
And
much.
I am really, really excited to know that a young boy like you has chosen this journey. And I am sure together we will create a lot of mark in this world. Because I know you're the future of the country, and through you, we will see that there are a lot of people who are getting knowledge, who are getting enlightenment, who are getting exposed and becoming aware that this is how life should be, the way you're living your life. And
Yeah.
I'm so happy and honored to be in your podcast today. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so
And
much, sir.
we'll definitely see more ways to work together and see how we can grow things.
So now when we come to the last part of this episode, let's go for the rapid fire questions,
Sure.
one round. So are you excited for this, sir?
Absolutely, go for it.
Let's go for it. So healing or hustle,
Healing.
coffee or meditation,
Coffee, I would say.
one word for graphotherapy,
Magic.
signature or handwriting,
Handwriting.
chakra healing or inner child healing.
Any day in child healing.
One emotion people need to heal the most today.
Anger and resentment.
Morning routine or night reflection.
Morning routine.
What drains energy the fastest?
I would say it's the heat for me.
Yeah.
Being in Delhi summers. But yeah, to be on a serious note, other people judging you and trying to pull you down drains the energy the most for me.
One habit that changed your life.
I would say internalizing and being aware of myself has really changed me. And I'm being very aware of myself.
Hmm.
That has really changed me. And the second is the morning routine. The day I stop my morning routine, everything goes for a toss. The more I go for my morning routine, everything works the way it is. So both the things.
Silence or music?
Music.
Wow, amazing, sir. Thank you so much. This was just amazing, powerful, packed podcast. I can say so many thoughts, so many meaningful conversations that we had today that could really make a difference in people's mindset. Not even
True.
just implementing things, but just understanding them and giving a real life knowledge is what really goes in this podcast shows. So thank you so much for being a
Thank
part
you.
of this episode. And what is your last message that you would want to give me and my audience?
So to all the people, I just want to tell you, please invest on yourself. You have invested lakhs on rupees on your school education, college education, degrees, and even now certifications. A lot of people are spending tons of money on learning AI. Please use this AI. Start
Yeah.
investing on your own emotional intelligence and cognitive intelligence. Don't shy away from investing on yourself. A lot of people shy away on investing on themselves. Trust me, guys, if you think that I'm spending 1 lakh rupee, it's so expensive for me. You can churn lakhs and crores from investing this 1 lakh rupee, because you are investing on this mind. This
Yeah.
is the most powerful machine that God has gifted us. The more we work on this, the more we grow. But the problem is we don't know how to work. And
Mhm.
that is why facilitators like Hrudai and me are there to support you and to guide you. So don't shy away from investing. You can invest on anybody. I'm not saying that you invest on us, but please invest on your mind and you will see your life shine and blossom like anything.
Yes.
And to you, Hriday, my message is please keep on going. I am so glad to be on your podcast. And I saw this is your 64th podcast with me. So you have been doing this while you were not even an adult. And it speaks volumes about your attitude. And I'm so inspired the way how you're driving this. So keep on going. Don't
Thank you so
slow
much.
it down. Just push it and become an inspiration to this world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. And let me tell you honestly, the reason that I'm here because of investing on myself, in myself, not on myself, right? That's more important, right? As you
Correct.
said, that investing is much more important in yourself. And I've invested thousands and lakhs of rupees for
True.
courses to learn to develop like this. It doesn't come for me, it comes naturally to me. Why? Because I love doing what I love.
Absolutely.
So find out your purpose in life. You're here because of a purpose. God has brought you down because you have a purpose in life to serve other person. To fulfill that, you are wanting to have a purpose. Find out
True.
that, do it, live life, and live happy. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you. Then
audience,
just
for being
because
a
you're
part.
saying investment, I just wanted to close in one note. I've invested more than 27 lakhs on myself, only on healing
Wow.
and coaching. And before that, for almost 7 8 years, I invested another 10 lakh rupees on myself because I was just hungry to learn new things. I have I have gone to countries, different countries, to learn from different people earlier before getting into healing. So I have been lifelong invested on myself. All most of my savings were invested on, on myself, and
Hmm.
the result is, Hruday, that I have grown almost 5 6 times of what I invested on
That's more
myself today.
important.
And
Yes,
it will happen. It's just a journey.
yes,
There is no
yes.
wrong investment or right investment. Every investment brings learnings to us, and
Yeah.
from there we grow. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. I just
Thank
wanted
you
to
so
quote
much.
on that.
And there is also a big difference between people who just study, grow, study, and people who just invest in themselves. And this is what we get. Sir
Correct.
has invested multiple lakhs, and I've also invested thousands, and now it's becoming lakhs. I'm very proud to say that we have invested for a reason,
Correct.
and that reason is bringing a difference in people's life.
True.
Thank you so much, audience.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Hruday.
much, sir, for being a part of this episode. Looking forward to have you in my next episode. Till then, take care and goodbye.
Thank you.